Thank you all so much for 10k. I have spent a very long time going through all of your submissions and seeing what kind of video I should do to celebrate this milestone, but I have decided on doing a tier list of every OC that I have ever made that I can find art for. So that is exactly what we are going to be doing today. I'm very excited, and the way that I'm going to rank this is pretty much just off of personal preference. So it'll be ranked based off of design, lore, and just a little extra points for how much I like them. And a couple of these characters are special cases because I will show you them later, but some of them are actually pre-existing designs for characters that I have now. So without further ado, let's get started with this very first one, who is Usagi. So I'm just gonna put her here while we talk about her, and then we will actually rank her properly just so you can see her. Usagi is one of my OCs that came from this magical girl world that was inspired off of Tokyo Mew Mew that was meant to like raise awareness to endangered animals or something. So she was this kind of rabbit. I'm not gonna lie, I totally forgot what kind it was. She had some fun lore there, and I do like the little animal awareness. However, I do think she loses some points on the design because it is a very basic gacha design. No hate to anyone whose OCs that look like this. It's just for my personal taste that I have right now. I think that the pink and yellow is a little bit of a bland combo. It just seems like you would find this person at Gacha High. Maybe if she had some other accessories or like maybe a different top, she would rank higher, but I think that because of her design, she's definitely not making it to A or S. She also hasn't really been relevant with my OCs since that story, so I think for that, I'm going to have to start her off with a C tier. She's not a D tier, she's not the worst OC that I've ever made by any means, I don't think, but she is definitely not my favorite. Now, the other thing that I'm going to do with these OCs is these are also based off of my personal enjoyment of the character as far as their dynamics or personality. So I mean, just for that, she really doesn't have a personality or dynamics, so she'll definitely be a low C tier. I might switch her to D. We will have to see. Next up is me. It's me, Arti. Yay! I think that's an immediate S tier because I'm pretty awesome. No, I'm kidding. But I think that just because of, you know, how much of a mascot and everything that Arti/me is, you kind of see her everywhere. She's on my car. I think that the design is pretty iconic at this point, so I am putting her in an S tier. It is a little weird to count my Sona as an OC, I know, but I have her on here because I have my other Sona on here as well. Next up, another gacha character. Now, this is one of the special case characters. So, as you might be able to tell, she is from the same story of the magical girls that are inspired off of endangered animals. This fish girl, this lovely girl here, her name is Katrin. And if you know my OCs, you might know that I have an OC named Katrin already. And that is because this is the original design for this here Katrin that we will get to later, Katrin Fisker. So, I mean, for that, she is definitely come back. She has a set personality, so she at least ranks a B tier. And I think we're gonna keep her at B because personally, I'm not a huge fan of this design. It is very monochromatic. We have the magical girl transformation with the animal, and then the regular one, the civilian design. It is pretty cute. I'll give it that. But again, not my current aesthetic, so we will give her a B tier. Sorry, Katrin. Next up is Marty. Oh my goodness, I love Marty so much. Marty is one of my newest OCs, actually. I don't think they are in S tier status quite yet, just because I have to flesh out more lore and everything. I think I've only drawn them like maybe 3 times before, but I absolutely love the dynamics that they play in my upcoming webcomic and everything. And there's been some really fun jokes and ships and whatnot from the streams because all of you guys seem to enjoy Marty and Otto's dynamic quite well. For that, I'm going to put Marty in an A tier. Pretty great character, I just need to develop them a little bit more. For the dynamics alone, I think they deserve A. I totally forgot this girlie's name. She's blue. She's also from the magical girl thing. I don't even know what animal she is, honestly. I really don't know anything about her from her design. Completely forgot, so I'm gonna put her in a D tier because I genuinely just don't know anything about her. To a bit of fault of my own, of course, because I didn't continue to develop her and whatnot, but just also because these other ones either have an animal name or an animal design, but she's just kind of blue. She's just blue and pink. It looks like I just started playing around with Gacha and ended up with that, which I mean, absolutely fine if that's what you do to make your OCs. Just for me personally, that's not quite what we're going for. Next up, Ragnar. Oh, Ragnar. What to do with you? So Ragnar, if you are unfamiliar, this guy, he is the uncle of my OC Einar. He is like the worst person you'll ever meet ever. Absolutely hate this guy. He is very insufferable. The reason I can't just knock him down to like a C or D just because of the fact that I don't like him is, one, his design is actually pretty cool, and two, I have the most doomed yaoi ship ever with him. I have the most doomed yaoi that you could ever think of with my friend Bucket. If you know Bucket, shout out Bucket. We have the most doomed yaoi ever with Ragnar, and honestly, it makes me want to take him from a D tier to an S tier just because of that. Like, he's kind of infamous. Like, if you know about that ship, like, you won't think about anything else except that. So I think for that, I think I gotta put him in legend status because he gets mentioned all the time in my friend group. Alright, next up is Fenrir. Fenrir is Ragnar's twin brother and the father of Einar. He hasn't made the best decisions in his life. He is kind of MIA for most of Einar's story. And instead of, going back to find the son he abandoned, he just adopts a new kid instead. So not a great look, Fenrir. Not a great look for you, man. I'm sorry. I do really enjoy his design though. That I think saves a lot for me. I know it's not full on here. You can find it on Artfight, but I do really like his outfit. So I think that I'm gonna put him above Gacha Katrin in a solid B tier. Not one of my favorite OCs, but he's not bad either. I like his design. Next up is Citron. Citron is my goat. He's an immediate A tier. He's probably going to be on the lower A tier end. He is a goofy alchemist guy, but he's also a little sinister too. He acts more innocent than he is, I would say. I absolutely love his lore, and I made him as an indulgent character because I love alchemy and I love studying stuff about that. So being able to put that interest into a character is just a super duper fun thing for me, and he's pretty goated for that. He's got lots of alchemy motifs if you can look further, like lion eating the sun and all the copper motifs and whatnot. He's a chimera, so he's got a lot going for him symbolically that I quite enjoy. Alright, next up is Pepper. I love Pepper. Okay, I'm gonna put Pepper. This might be controversial, you guys. This might be controversial. Feel free to flame me in the comments if you think this is a hard disagree. I'm putting Pepper in B tier. I know. She is a fan favorite. She is Einar's horse. She is quite silly, and I do kind of like her design, but I don't know. She doesn't speak to me when I'm writing my OCs as much as I would like her to, and that is something that I would like to work on, I think. But for right now, she's kind of just a character that is there in my head. I know a lot of y'all love Pepper. I would never put her lower than a high B tier. She's almost A tier for me, almost A tier, but just for the fact that she is quite difficult to write, and she's not really, I don't know, she doesn't have as much of a distinct personality as I would like her to have right now. I'm putting her in B tier. Sorry, Pepper. Oh boy. Next up is Gacha Crix. I put him in D tier. So, okay, here's my reasoning here. Gacha Crix is actually, okay, this is the most embarrassing thing ever. Gacha Crix is the original, he looks like he would be more of the original Einar, but he was actually intended to be the original Christophe. As you could tell, he had a little bit of a glow up since then. And it just pains me to think that Christophe was once a white dude. So, he's going in low D tier for me, because, like, whenever I think of his old design, I just, like, feel physical pain in my heart. So he's going down there. Alright, next up, Naiomi. Naiomi, oh my gosh. Instant S tier. Oops, S tier. Not the highest in S tier, but, oh wait, definitely higher than Ragnar. Ragnar is gonna be the lowest in my S tiers. Naiomi is definitely an S tier for me. Her and Rae have been some of my favorite OCs literally since I've created them. Never let them go. They have survived multiple different story arcs, multiple different universes, multiple different roles, but what has stayed constant is Yuri, Naiomi. So Naiomi is going up here for me. I love her. I love her personality, love her character design. She is just always such a fun one for me to draw. Next up, this is also Naiomi. This is what I call Burn the Stars AU Naiomi. So if you are familiar with the song Burn the Stars, I'll go and burn the stars, burn the stars, burn the stars, something like that. That's what I called my original comic with Rae and Naiomi, like my comic concept, I suppose, when it was in outer space thing. So it's really funny how far her design has come from Gacha to now. I'm gonna give her a C tier with Usagi, however, because she doesn't have much of the essence of modern Naiomi. There's a reason I changed the design, and there's a reason I even changed some of the personality, so she will get a higher C tier than Usagi. She's a solid character, like she's the start of great things, but she herself is not the great thing. Next up is Air. I love Air. I'm gonna put Air as a very high A tier, not an S tier because she isn't around long enough for me to flesh her out all that much, but I do love her. I love everything about her character. I'm obsessed with her design. I had so much fun designing a bunad for her, and she was everything for Einar, and I think that is so sweet. She's one of my most goated characters. R.I.P. Air, you will be missed. Fly high, queen, fly high. Next is current Christophe. Definitely an A tier as well. He isn't S tier quite yet, just because I haven't figured out his personality, but I do think that he has potential for S tier. Like he'll totally make it there. He'll totally make it there. Maybe not yet. He's got the potential for sure. He's got a very interesting personality. I like I don't want to be the guy to say the juxtaposition, but you know, the juxtaposition between being a guy who's like a really good caretaker, he's a nice chill dude, great with kids, but also a very possessive guy over his treasures. Like, he'll get what he wants. He's not used to being told no, and when he's told no by his fiancée, that's kind of messy. It's kind of messy. So yeah, I think he's a really interesting character. Love him. I hope to do more lore with him so that I can get him up into the S tier section because I think he deserves it. He's just not quite there yet. Next up is Einar. Einar is a top S tier for sure. Whenever people ask me who my favorite OCs are, I always say that I love all my OCs equally and Einar 1% more. I love his design. I love his lore. He is like a very dear OC to my heart and everything. I've made animations about him. I've made merch of him. I've made drawings of him, etc, etc, etc. There is so much that I have done with Einar, and he has really just been a very good creative muse, I suppose, if anything, and he is one of the main characters in my webcomic Vana that I do hope to be launching at some point in mid-2027. I love him so much. I'm so sorry, Einar, for all the lore I give you. It's too late to apologize. It's too late. Okay, next up is Noelle Annesley. So Noelle is the youngest of the 3 Annesley siblings, which are the royal family. Noelle Annesley, she is a super duper cutie. I have not written enough lore about her though, however. I don't even know if I'm completely fond of her design yet. I love her concept of a character, and I know that she is definitely like a staple of the Annesley family. I'm just not sure if there is all that much going for her. I don't think C tier is fair, because I've made a whole illustration for her. I think a low B tier. I think a low B tier might be okay with her. She just doesn't speak to me as much as I would like her to yet, mostly because I haven't gotten into writing the little siblings of my characters that much yet. That is something that I definitely want to focus on more. So we'll put her in B tier. She's definitely a cutie, but that's really all she has for her right now. Next up is her sister Irvette. Irvette is the middle child of the Annesley siblings, and she does have a very interesting role that she plays in this story. Irvette is very jealous of her sister Rachel, the oldest sister, and Irvette's whole goal, she wants to be the true owner of the crown because her sister Rachel, the oldest of the 3 siblings, she is the heiress to the throne. However, Rachel is only a half child, and Irvette believes that she is the true eldest sibling because she is fully the child of her 2 parents, the king and the queen. So she kind of gets in the way and acts as a foil for Rachel a lot. So she is a very interesting character. However, I am not so fond of her design yet. I haven't really touched her design in several years, if I'm being quite honest. I think I am going to place her, she's definitely getting B tier. I think I'm gonna place her above Pepper. I think she's gonna be the highest in the B tiers because of the fact that she has really interesting lore and dynamic potential, and I like her as a character, not necessarily as a person, but I like her as a character. Next is my candy corn flamingo from Animal Jam. So I have a lot of Animal Jam OCs. However, this is the only one, unfortunately, that I could find from my camera roll archives. So I think for that, I'm gonna give this guy definitely a C tier. It was not my mascot for Animal Jam. If I had found my mascot, my blue red panda with a firefly necklace and cat ears, oh yeah, I remember that diva, that would have gone S tier for sure. But I mean, the candy corn flamingo was kind of only my main for like maybe a month on Animal Jam, so I'm gonna give her low C tier. Definitely not a D tier because I mean, she was really fun to play as, and also look at those mech angel wings. If you know, you know. Ooh, next up is Finn Dubois. Okay, Finn is, I'm not gonna keep him here, I'm just showing you a comparison. Finn is Naomi's brother. He is the breadwinner for Naomi's family. They are a very low-class family, and unfortunately both of Naomi's parents are unable to work, so Naomi and Finn usually have to step in. Finn, being the older of the 2 siblings, works with the Annesley military and has a fairly decent salary actually that should in theory be able to support his family, but he spends his money on vices, leaving Naomi to do the breadwinning. Absolute douchebag. Very interesting character though, I will say, and I do like his design. I don't have an official design, but from what I've made here, I do like his design. I think I'm gonna give this guy B tier. I'm gonna put Pepper above him. I need to give him a bit more substance and a bit more interactions with others before I can solidify him that much. Okay, next up is Rowan. This is a kind of rare exception for this specific tier list, but Rowan doesn't have all that much lore yet, so that alone should make her like an A, B, or C tier. But she's such a baddie, bro. She's such a baddie. I love Rowan so much. I'm just giving her S tier because the second I made her design, I knew that she was gonna end up being one of my favorite OCs, and the only thing that stopped me from giving her more development was I got into the art fight prep right when I was making Rowan. So after art fight, she is definitely gonna get more development, more glow up, more special treatment for sure, because I love her. And I love her personality from what she does have. She is the lead battle strategist for the Annesley military, and she is a girl's girl all the way. She's a little crazy, but once you get to know her, she can actually be like the mom friend. She is just such a great character, such a great person. I love her so much, so she is going S tier for sure. Next up is this character named Jaevel. Jaevel was for a D&D campaign I did, maybe in like the beginning of high school. It was a very long time ago. I haven't used her since. I'm gonna give Jaevel a C tier right here. Yeah, probably higher than this Naomi, because as you can maybe tell, it's a little more obvious on some of Naomi's reference sheets. I kind of took of Naomi and of Jaevel and I mixed them together to make my current Naomi. So her lore, I genuinely don't even remember it. All I know is that I used her design and this design kind of together to create what is this Naomi here. Next up is this doodle cat. This is kind of hard to see. He almost looks like maybe a has-been hotel kind of character. I always doodled him in middle school as kind of like just, I don't know, craziness, vent art, whatever you want to call it. But he doesn't have a name, he doesn't have lore, he doesn't even have a full body design. So for that, he does unfortunately have to go in D tier for me. Alright, next up is this character right here. Now, she was part of the, what I call the Burn the Stars universe. She was with Naiomi, she was with Burn the Stars Rae for that original story, but unfortunately, she has yet to make a resurgence in the form of any of my current OCs, and I don't think she ever really had lore. She was kind of a background character, so unfortunately, she is going to be another D tier for me. Next up, though, is Burn the Stars Rae. Now, Burn the Stars Rae should theoretically go next to Burn the Stars Naiomi for the same reason that they were just designs for the peaker ones that come later. I'm gonna give her a B tier because I held on to this design way longer than I should have for her. Of course, as you can tell, she did also end up changing races because it really just boils down to being a kid going to a primarily white school. I didn't have exposure as I should have to other races, and I just wasn't comfortable like drawing features because I made a lot of these characters so that I could draw them in my sketchbook. I wasn't comfortable doing it because I didn't want to mess up. So as I got more comfortable with my art and I experimented more, I got a bit more diverse with my characters and whatnot. So I don't hold it against past me, but I do wish that I was able to branch out sooner. This Rae was kind of an icon for the era. She was one of my like mascots on my Gacha Amino page. If you were familiar with Amino, I'm so sorry, but you might have seen her floating around sometimes. Next up is this girly right here, this wolf. So she was from my hero animation meme, done hero tail lights out, that one, and I loved that animation meme so much. However, this character didn't really amount to much. I'm gonna give her C tier, above Usagi but underneath Naiomi. Next up from that era, however, is this girly right here. So this was, I believe her name is Spera. It's an interesting name. I think I came up with it on the fly in like 6th grade. I was just out here combining letters. She was one of my sonas basically. She was like mascot for my channel for a while. I made a ton of animation memes with her. I made a ton of friends, and if you remember this character, you were the most OG person ever to this channel, but the chances are not zero that you remember this character if you are a longtime fan of the channel. I'm gonna put her in A tier. She wasn't like the most iconic ever, but she was pretty iconic, and if she had a better design, I would give her an S tier. Next up, okay, some of these paper drawings are hard to see. Unfortunately, that is because these photos that I have of them are from my Google Photos, so it is whatever quality that I was able to salvage them in. This is actually 2 characters. It is a girl named Pia, and then her little monster thing up here called Mia. Pia and Mia are part of my universe called Roller and Friends. Roller and Friends are characters that I made a very long time ago. In fact, I think they're some of my oldest OCs that I ever have. I think I made them in elementary school, which is really sweet. I think for her, she was always my least favorite, unfortunately. She was always my least favorite of the cast because, I don't know, I wasn't really into drawing the humanoids at that time, and I couldn't figure out much of a dynamic with her sidekick, so I'm gonna put her in C tier. Next up, this is Tarien. She actually does have a modern design. However, I couldn't find the photo for this tier list for some reason, even though it shouldn't be that hard to find. I never was really attached to her. Ruby and Tarien, the 2 girls, I'll show you Ruby later, but the 2 girls, they had a much bigger role in Burn the Stars than they do in Vana. In Vana, they both work underneath Rowan in the Annesley military, more as guards. But I mean, I never was super duper attached to either of these characters. I held on to them because I liked their names, but really nothing about their design changed. So I'm gonna give them probably C tier, above Usagi, but underneath all these ones. Next up is Nor. I love Nor. Nor is a pinecone bat. He is so cute. He is probably one of my favorite roller characters. I'm gonna give him B tier, under Fenrir but above Noelle, because he is more developed than Noelle, but I think less developed than Fenrir. I just really enjoyed the concept of a pinecone bat. And I think that he was a super silly guy. He was always the character who would like help you out if you had any kind of problem. He would absolutely be your friend. Look at that friendly face on him. Next up is Kaka. He started for me literally as a passion project. He was an assignment in my cartooning class to make an animal sidekick for one of my characters. But he started because sometimes I get obsessed with certain animals and fish. If you go on my live streams, you absolutely know this by now. Kaka, he is a kakapo, and I've been researching kakapos for a while this semester. I just wanted to make a character really bad, and I think Kaka has kind of become an icon, especially on art fights. So many of y'all love making art with Kaka, and I love to see it. I love everything about him. Next up is, I think this guy's name was Flo. He is a burning marshmallow dude. I definitely drew him a bit. I'm gonna put him under Tarien but above Usagi because he wasn't my favorite. The design was the least, I guess, quote quote original of the ones that I had come up with because he was literally just a marshmallow that's on fire, but I don't hate it. The next up is Tia, supposedly an egg with like landscape mountains and whatnot like imprinted on her and everything. As much as she was more of a favorite than these two for me at the time, I'm gonna have to put her in D tier now because looking back, I don't know, I don't think she fits in with the rest of the cast that much, and I think she was just designed based off of a shop kit that I had. So I'm gonna put her in D tier. I'll put her above these guys. I'll put under Cricks. We'll do that. Next up is Katrin. Katrin deserves to go right next to Einar. I love these two. Katrin is the other main character of Vana. She is a wannabe sailor who is unfortunately stuck with her #1 work enemy on a quest to get runes. She's one of those people who, if you find her at a party, you would trust her with your drink, you know? Now, next up is Roller. Roller is, I mean, the namesake for that whole series. When I was a kid, I literally was so proud of this design that I made a how to draw book and everything for him. He is gonna go instant S tier for me. I'm gonna put him under Rowan but above Ragnar. I really liked Roller at the time just because of the fact that he kind of got me into making OCs in the first place. Like, he deserves a spot with the legends. Next up is Otto. Okay, you know what? I feel like I'm too many characters in the S tier now that I'm looking at it. I'm not gonna lie. I think I'm gonna move the last 3 into high A tiers. I think that's what we're gonna do. Because if there's that many people in S tier, then it's not special, you know what I'm saying? So I will go up here. There we go. And then that feels more balanced. So we have the OC S tiers. And then Arti in the me tier. Yippee! Alright, so now we have Otto. Otto is the 3rd main character of Vana, so he goes up here with the other two. He is not, he is in the background actually of the illustration that these two share. He is actually a recent addition to the main cast because originally Vana was supposed to just have Einar and Katrin as the main characters, but you guys all love Otto so much. I love Otto so much, so I've decided that he is actually joining the cast and it is going to be a trio, not a duo. Just because of how awesome of a guy he is. He earns S tier, Also, many of you ship yourselves with him, which is pretty awesome. Next up is Yggdrasil, I think, Iggy for short. Not to be confused with my other OC Iggy. This Yggdrasil, I still don't think I'm pronouncing that right. Yggdrasil. You know the word for the tree of life. That is what her name is. I've tried my best to pronounce it, but I mean, without a native speaker, it's never possible that I can pronounce things completely accurate. So I'm gonna give her a spot next to Jaevel because, I don't know, she's had a design that I was fond of at the time, but looking back, it's not one of my favorite designs. She doesn't really have that much lore that I can recall. Now that I'm looking at this, I'm gonna move Tarien up here. So she can be back there. That makes more sense to me. Okay, next up is my OC Scoops. This guy is a FNAF OC who is supposed to be this is so funny. You can tell what time of year this is. He is a Stranger Things and FNAF OC because he's supposed to be an animatronic that works at the Scoops Ahoy restaurant. He is a rabbit animatronic that scoops ice cream. That's basically what he is. I'm gonna give him low C tier just because of the fact that even though he was a fun animatronic and I roleplayed him on Roblox a couple times, I never did much with his character besides that. Next up is this girl that I made with a random character designer. Never ever did anything with her design except for made her in Gacha one time, which unfortunately I could not find the Gacha image for. I'm gonna just put her in low D tier. She was fun to make, never went anywhere. Next up is this concept design for a Boba themed girl. This was, I think, a month-long art challenge that I did where I tried to turn like objects into humans or humans into objects. I do not have everything from that challenge, but I do have a couple that I found, so I'm gonna put her in D tier as well. The outfit was kind of cute. I like her hair, but again, she doesn't really have any lore. I don't have a personal connection to her, and as far as outfit designs go for turning like objects into humans, this is kind of on the nose. Same with this next one, this Neapolitan ice cream girly. It's kind of on the nose. It's not much original going on with the design. In fact, I'm gonna put her here just because of the fact that her outfit is just in 3 stripes. Like that was done in a very short time. I don't feel like there was that much thought behind her, unfortunately. The last run from that challenge I thought was quite interesting. This girl right here, she is a pine tree character. I do not like her outfit, but her hair almost makes me want to put her all the way up in A tier. And in fact, I think I will put her. I'm going to put her in low A tier because the fact that her silhouette, she's a pine tree, and the fact that her silhouette makes a pine tree makes me want to revive this girl so bad. I am obsessed with that idea. And I just think that little me was absolutely cooking with that. And also she has a bird nest in her hair. Okay, next up is this character. I don't remember much about her other than the fact that she was a humanized version of an Animal Jam character. I'm not a fan. I must say I'm not a fan. I will put her below Crix in the D tier just because of the fact that the only interesting aspects of her design are from the Animal Jam version of it. And this was, I must say, this was at a time when I was still very much learning how to draw humans, and it did take me some while to get used to it, but I don't know, this wasn't one of my favorite experiments from that time period. Next up is this wolf named Angelica, definitely a reference to Hamilton. I'm gonna give this the lowest C tier because I'm not a fan of her design, I'm not a fan of the coloring. However, when I drew her, I replicated this drawing like at least 4 times because of how proud I was, and I don't want to do Little Me a disservice by giving her D tier because I was so proud of this piece. Nowadays though, I don't think I would really revive her. I think she lives in the era she came from. Next up is my OC Igneous, definitely heavy A tier, probably the highest of the A tiers. I made her a while ago as just like this little deer girly. She was super duper cute, and ever since then I've like expand on her family, so her brothers are sedimentary and metamorphic, or sed and morphe for short. So just named after the types of rocks. I thought that concept was super duper cute. I just love making characters that are like half animal, half humans. It's been a theme for a while, but it's always a design that I like to play with, and I think this design in particular was quite successful. Next up is my old Sona. So of course this is going to go in, oh wait, I can move this one to me as well. This is going in the me category. This is the Sona lineup. The stages of Arti, if you will. This was in my edgy gacha phase. You can tell we got the cat ears, we got the star. Hey, you know what? The star carried through though, low-key. I still have the star on my hoodie / shirt. I just wasn't a fan of the era itself that this came from. I think the Sona, like, it was accurate for me at the time, but I mean, you could tell the vibe of that time. And I am so much happier now, and I am much more chalant. I'm much more whimsy. I'm just much more silly. But that was a pretty accurate representation of me at that time in my life. Next up is Daira. I used Daira in a D&D campaign in middle school, I believe, during COVID. She is also gonna go in the lineup of Naiomi inspirations because I think Daira did also end up becoming an inspiration for Naiomi at some point here. Next up is Tora. Tora Shy. Okay, Tora is gonna be an S tier for me. Tora is from the magical girl transformation world thingy with like Katrin and Usagi. She is a Tasmanian tiger, but Tora, well, she wasn't my Sona. She was kind of my mascot for the longest time. She's one of my longest lasting OCs. She was the first OC I ever made a comic with, and although I don't have her as an OC in my current roster and whatnot, she is kind of an icon and what has inspired a lot of my desire to draw, my desire to learn how to draw people and whatnot, and I think for that alone, she deserves an S tier. Next up is, oh shoot, I forgot her name. I designed her specifically for the intent of doing anatomy studies when I was learning how to draw people. She doesn't have that much lore though, so I'm gonna give her a high D tier. She doesn't really have anything else going for her. And if we're going off that logic, actually, I'm gonna put Usagi in the D tier next to her as well. It's because of the fact that they're cute, but they don't have much going for them. I'm just putting her as higher than Usagi because she was used to help with my anatomy studies. And that is the same thing for this next girly here as well, this green one. I will put her as the highest in the D tier because I do like this outfit. Did always enjoy doing anatomy studies with her because of the antlers, but I think she is a early predecessor for a design that would eventually become Igneous's. The green hair is definitely a choice. It can work, especially like up here with like this green one, but I don't know if I like it the best on this character specifically. Next up is Elsie Harlow. Elsie is Iggy's friend. She is so peak. I'm gonna put her next to Igneous actually. I absolutely love writing Elsie. I love her lore. She is my conspiracy theorist girly who lives in a tin house in the woods, which is, I just think, beautiful. She believes in many conspiracies. Everyone thinks she's a lunatic, but her little catch is that although no one ever believes her, every conspiracy that she spouts does eventually end up coming true somehow. So she's almost like an oracle with a couple screws loose in her head. I love her so much. Next up is this girl. I genuinely don't even remember her. She's going in low D tier. I don't think she ever even got a name. Next up is Rae, heavy S tier. I might have to put her at the highest. I feel bad for separating her from Naiomi though, but like Rae is my icon, okay? She's probably the highest S tier. I mean, I always say that Einar is my favorite OC, but I think Rae is my most iconic OC. I feel like a lot of people enjoy Rachel for many different reasons, whether that is because she is a bisexual baddie, if you will. Other people like enjoy her for design. I enjoy her for the amount of art history references and outfits I can put her in. Rae always gets me out of art blocks. She is like my equivalent of Hatsune Miku within my OCs. I have had her as an OC for the longest time, as you can see with like right here, but this specific design, I don't know, I just am obsessed, and I know many of you guys are obsessed with her as well, so she is like the highest S tier. Next up is Ruby. I'm putting Ruby next to Tarien. I will have them facing each other as they were intended. Again, with her, I haven't done much with her. She's just going to be working as a royal and a sleep guard. They're kind of just like fun background characters, so like they're solid. Lancette is next. I'm gonna put Lancette next to Rowan. I will put her right below Rowan, I think, because I think I enjoy Rowan just like 2% more than Lancette right now because of the fact that I am still struggling with Lancette's outfit design. I don't think I got it quite down yet. I know a lot of you do enjoy it, but there is some stuff that I want to tweak before I can make her more of a favorite. But I do enjoy her lore, and I enjoy her whole fallen angel, except it wasn't her fault that she became a fallen angel, and at first she felt like she was wronged and was trying to get back to the heavens, but once she realized that angels are a very rare commodity on Earth and that she can kind of sin and get away with it, she realized that maybe living on Earth wasn't so bad, and it was kind of cushy actually, and she could get some humanly desires and pleasures that she couldn't get in heaven. So I love her. I love her story, love her lore. So with that, this is my completed tier list of all of the OCs that I could find pictures for. If you guys have any agreements, disagreements, whatnot with this chart, please let me know in the comments. I am, again, so grateful for 10K of you guys. Are you actually kidding? That is like genuinely so absurd to me. Like 10,000? What? That is the craziest number ever. You guys are absolutely insane. I love you all so much. After the art fight season, because we have reached such an incredible milestone, we will also be having some other special streams to celebrate more of the event, but you will have to stay tuned for that, because those are streams that will be taking place at some point in August. And just one more note really quick for y'all before you click off. If you've watched this video without subscribing and stuff, I would really enjoy if you guys could stick around. You can maybe join the Discord, join the community. It is such a fun community here. I love y'all so much. Thank you for keeping this very drama-free overall. I am so happy that I have a community that I can trust, and I'm so grateful for every one of you. So thank you all so much for watching this video. Thank you for sticking around this long, and I hope that you will join me in some of my upcoming streams and whatnot, and have a lovely, wonderful day or